I'm Cesar Delgado from Back Roads of Illinois podcast. Welcome to the show with us. I am joining with Mike Downey on succession planning. How are you today? Michael, welcome to the show with us for today. Thanks for your time.
Well, thank you, Cesar. Appreciate you having me on. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's talk about succession planning to the farm and other assets in the family. Could you explain to the audience to be involved with the estate planning for right now?
You bet. Well, we think it's a very important topic when you look at the demographics out there. I don't think it's any secret to your listeners that the age of the landowner, the age of farmers is the oldest in history. So we're going to see a massive transfer of farm wealth over the next 10 or 15 years. So we think this topic of succession planning, estate planning is very, very important.
What going on it is pretty impossible to get a lawyer if situation, and which is pretty not good at all.
Well, I spend a lot of my days talking about the fact that we need to find more young farmers, more in the next generation to transition in and carry on a farm, whether that's within the family or we're working more and more with transition of farms across families to a non-related society.
It's pretty difficult topic, but God never know.
Absolutely, Cesar. Yes, certainly a difficult topic. And, farm and legacy is an important thing out there. And I think another reason why a lot of farmers struggle with stop doing something that they love, and in some cases, all they know, still enjoy doing it. And so sometimes they have a difficult time even thinking about it or talking about it or don't know where to start.
How about other family members who are taking over the farm? What do you recommend?
Well, the first place I like to start is in working with a family farm is what in a perfect world they envision for the transition once it's transitioned to their kids. And some of the kids could be on the farm, some of them may be off the farm. And it's pretty common for me when I first work with a farm couple that they think of the farm as all.
How about will for this position?
Yeah, there's a lot of wills and even trusts that we run across out there, quite frankly, that don't address the long-term goals for the farm continuation, which typically involves planning much more than just having a will or trust that distributes assets. And so we're always looking for what is a succession plan once the will and trust are no longer there, once the estate is closed, what is left standing to help facilitate and complement the long-term goals. So that's certainly a question that's difficult to answer, Cesar, just because I've learned quickly that there's really no exact science to this. It's more of an art to find what the best situation for that specific family is. It's true that we use a lot of the same tools and strategies, but a lot of times they have their own little quirks and hybrids, if you will, to help complement that situation. But certainly, one of the most common, probably default plans I see is that a will or a trust just leaves all of the assets and undivided interest equally to all of the kids. And certainly if that's the case, we need to at least start talking about and educating folks on other options that might be better for the kids to own assets together There's a lot of entities out there that become common, more popular, limited liability companies, partnerships, basically formalizing what's going to occur with a informal partnership anyway, but with a lot better structure to protect the assets, help hold them together, and a process to help, develop a family value if there's leasing and purchasing in the future between family members. Certainly the other option that the farm kid in me sometimes finds myself favoring
is there anything would you like to go to the farmers about their responses to start with estate planning?
sometimes the most difficult place is just to start, just sit down and have that initial conversation. That's why sometimes we just have informational meetings to provide some information, provide some examples. Some of them are good examples. Some of them are probably ones that people want to avoid. But certainly that's helps people maybe motivate them to start that process, to put a good plan together to, help better facilitate, continue on their legacy in the future. But certainly to help start that process, think about, in a perfect world, what's that transition look like after you're gone? And from there, start talking about, sometimes I talk about the 5 W's of farm succession, the who, what, where, why, and when. Think about who the players are, what the assets are, when you want to transition them, where and what vehicle, and just kind of work through that process. And obviously the why, and communicating the plan now. We're big proponents of it, so that your family knows and respects it more, hearing it from you versus reading about it later in a will or a trust.
Where people can contact you to consult.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Caesar. I guess the best place to probably start to find us is our website. We're actually in the process of updating and revamping that site with a whole lot of resources available for folks. But that is at nextgenag.us, nextgenag.us. Or you can go out there and find me on any of the social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
This is Mike Downey on succession planning. This is Cesar Delgado from Back Roads of Illinois podcast. Have a great day.